What's up, Sports Wars? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are talking about Gina Carano and Dana White. Dana White being the absolute alpha that he always has been, standing up for Gina Carano when so many people that are relevant in the industry won't because they're all cowards. Dana White continues to be the example of what an actual real man should be, and I respect Dana White so much. Now, if you've not been keeping up with a lot of the Gina Carano news, she's obviously a former MMA fighter, and she's been part of a Star Wars show called The Mandalorian, a very popular Star Wars show. But because Gina Carano's perceived politics don't line up with the narrative, suddenly there has to be this canceling and firing of her because of left-wing mobs on social media. Lucasfilm is a left-wing echo chamber ran by social justice weirdos, and Star Wars is not what it once was. Star Wars is now nothing more than a social justice propaganda machine. And because of Gina Carano not lining up with the narrative, she was publicly fired and shamed by Lucasfilm, which was a disgusting act by them, but not surprising to anyone that's been paying attention. If you want more information on that, you can go subscribe to Geeks and Gamers, our main channel, and we've covered it over there along with Drunk 3PO and Ryan Kinel and so many others that have great information on that. Now, in terms of this particular story, we want to focus on Dana White, and we're over on Bounding Into Comics, a great website. Go follow them if you have not. But it says, UFC President Dana White reacts to Disney firing Gina Carano and calls I don't know how you say Ariel's last name. It calls Ariel a douche, and Ariel is a douche. I've seen Ariel for years on the coverage of MMA, but the way that he took this entire story and spun it to his narrative and made himself be the victim, just a disgusting social justice tactic, and that's exactly what this weirdo did, and I'm so glad that Dana White called him out. Another thing, too, is if you are not on Odyssey, you should be following us over there. Sports Wars, Odyssey is a YouTube alternative, and I've been very much impressed with their UI, and we have my D-Day Cobra channel is over there, Sports Wars is over there, and our Geeks and Gamers channel will soon be over there as well. It mirrors all of the uploads, so we'll leave a link to that below. Okay, so UFC President Dana White responded to Disney firing Gina Carano on Saturday night after UFC 258. Disney fired Carano due to her political beliefs and then attempted to gin up a hate mob by implying that she was anti-Semitic. A Disney spokesperson announced Carano was no longer working with the company via a statement. The statement reads, Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm and there are no plans to have her in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts degenerating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. It concluded. Disgusting behavior by Disney and Lucasfilm. Disgusting. And this is the post in question, is she's basically making a general statement. She's not taking a political side, and people with common sense knows what she's talking about. People with common sense understand that. But, of course, we're dealing with the social media age, and most people don't have any common sense. All they have is outrage, and they want to cry, whine, and play the fake victim. And that's exactly what Ariel did here. So right here, this is where Dana White was asked about it, and it is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Listen, we make mistakes. We all make mistakes, for everybody to go in on her. I love how Ariel Hawani made it all about him. It was all about him. Such a douche.
So Ariel Hawani, that's how you pronounce it. Ariel Hawani made it all about him, and Ariel did. All he did is whined and cried. Hawani is an ESPN reporter who covers MMA and UFC. In a post on his Instagram, he stated, obviously, I'm very disappointed in what she posted. To be honest, I haven't agreed with a lot of things she has posted over the past year. He would then disingenuously state the last post, essentially comparing a Republican in America. That's not what she did. She literally did not mention Republicans. So this Ariel douchebag, and that's how I'm going to refer to him as, because that's what Dana White said. This douchebag is lying about Gina Carano, flat out lying. But that is a woke ESPN employee, and of course that follows under the brand of Disney, and we see this nonsensical social justice nonsense coming from Disney employees constantly. Lucasfilm is owned by Disney. ESPN, owned by Disney. Another Disney employee lying about Gina Carano. Absolutely ridiculous. And so he continued to whine and cry, and that's what these weirdo social justice victims do. They are fake victims. They look for fake reasons to find something so they can pretend that they're being attacked, and that's exactly what this Ariel Helwani dude did. And I'm so happy that Dana White called him out for the douchebag that he is. Just another example of these activists that are taking over the media circles, whether it's the mainstream media, whether it's the sports media, whether it's the gaming journalists, it doesn't really matter. Activists are taking over because they see an opportunity. They see an opportunity where they can go in. They don't have any interest in this stuff whatsoever. They get involved in it, and then they pretend to be victims, and then they get elevated based on their victimhood. They get elevated based on how well they play identity politics. And people that are actually in the business also are left-wing, and then they say, okay, well, I have knowledge, and I'm a left-wing advocate. So then they just take the fact that they are knowledgeable, and then they spin their social justice nonsense into it, and then they really elevate, because that's what it takes to move up in these industries. It is truly disgusting, but at least we have people like Dana White calling the bullshit out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Again, check us out over on Odyssey. Check us out on geeksandgamers.com, our website. Let me know what you think about Dana White calling out Ariel Helwani. Do you support Gina Carano? If you want more information on the Gina Carano story, go to Geeks and Gamers, our main channel. Ryan Kinel, RK Outpost, Drunk 3PO, and so many others are covering this. I stand with Gina Carano. She's a legitimate badass. She does not deserve what has happened to her, and she needs so much support right now because she deserves it. She has recently signed with Daily Wire, and they're going to be allowing her to produce her own films, and that is what we need. We need more platforms that are willing to give people a voice, and the more that Hollywood cast out people that don't line up with their narrative, the more opportunities places like the Daily Wire can give them. I'm excited for the future. It's going to take a long time to build these platforms up, but at least we have people out there fighting against it. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.